Big up everyone. What is happening? Hope everyone is doing well. Liverpool Prophet, myself, back again with another live stream, another show discussing everything Liverpool related. And of course, this weekend we have got a huge game coming up. The Merseyside derby, the first one at the new ground. Gonna be an interesting watch, gonna be an interesting result. It'll be very interesting seeing what happens this weekend because there's quite a couple of big games on. There's two top six classes on. One's on later tonight. The other one is on tomorrow. Discuss a little bit about that as well. And yeah, big up to everyone locked up in the building. Hope we are all well. Gonna discuss a little bit about the Everton game taking place tomorrow. Um, I have done my match preview people for the game, so if you do want to check that out, it is pre-recorded on the channel. So do check the match preview out. But I'm gonna go live nonetheless as well and discuss the game as well in a bit of detail. So yeah, big up to everyone locked in, man. Big up to my brother Vids, man. Big up to my brother Vids locked up in the building. Make sure you sub to my brother Vids people on his regular channel and on his gaming channel. Uh, Appreciate you being in, bro. Another one of the fellowship. Big up my brother. Big up to Brian. Hope you are Brian, mate. Big up yourself, mate. Big up, big up, big up. Yeah, Premier League football is back. The weekend is once again upon us, and Prem is back in action. You know what? It should be an interesting weekend because there's some decent games on. Like I said, Spurs Brighton later on today should be interesting. A bit of a relegation scrap. Chelsea Man United at 8 o'clock today should be interesting. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow you got the Merseyside derby, Everton Liverpool, which is always interesting, regardless where it is, whether it's at Anfield, Goodison, or even at the new ground now. And you've got Manchester City versus Arsenal as well tomorrow. So there's four good games on this weekend. Two today, two tomorrow. So kind of looking forward to it. I can watch three of them as a neutral. One of them, of course, I'm going to be mostly invested in. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting weekend. I really don't know what to expect of Liverpool going into this game. I really don't because the season's been so poor overall. Like I've said numerous times, it's been a very bad season for us, considering what we expected going into the season and what we've been subjected to over the season. It's been poor. Let's not can't even make any excuses for it because it's just been really bad. You know what I'm saying there's been one or two injuries, but nothing long term. Like there's not been an injury to a key player this season. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it worse. The fact that there's no injuries and the fact that most of the team's been fit and the season's been this bad is for me what makes it even worse because at least sometimes if you have a bad injury to a key player, you can kind of hide behind that excuse because you're like, okay, we're poor, but that player that we're missing is very key, and we're missing him, which is why we've dropped off. With us, I can't even make an excuse, man. I mean, Verge has been fit for most of the season. Mo's been fit for most of the season. One or two of the other senior players have been fit for the majority of the season. Actually, I tell a lie. Van Dijk's been fit for the whole season. Mohamed Salah's been fit for the whole season. So, again, what's the excuse really for being as bad as we are? I'm saying when I look at other teams then around us, Arsenal had to deal with their fair share of injuries. They've had a couple of injuries to key players, I think. Tottenham, have probably had it the worst with injuries this season. They've had a lot of key injuries to key players. So yeah, those clubs can at least hide behind an excuse. They can at least say, yes, well, in Tottenham's case, more so than Arsenal's, they can at least say, we've had a bad season, but at least we have an excuse because of the amount of injuries we have. With us, we can't even put an excuse out there. We're in a top five battle after spending 500 million, which is crazy. Who would expect, would anyone here expect their teams to be fighting for top five after spending 500 million on a generational superstar in Florian Wirtz, on Hopefully you guys can hear me now. Fingers crossed you guys can hear me. I don't know what's going on, guys. Apologies. I really don't know. It's the green screen for whatever reason. Every time I use the green screen, I don't know if Vidge is still in the chat ball, but whenever I use the green screen, my whole setup just starts lagging for some reason. I take the green screen off, and all of a sudden there's no issues. Every single time I'm using that green screen, everything starts lagging, and then I get audio issues as well. Remove it. Look, no issues. It goes back to normal. Very weird, man. I don't know what's going on there. Vids, if you are in the chat, if you've ever experienced that, do let me know, please. Good afternoon, Ryan. Apologies for that, people. Apologies for them issues there. I don't know what happened. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. But yeah, just to go back to your comment here, I need to join the Merseyside derby to say 6 for the season from our club has been a disgrace. Chelsea season hasn't been good either. Yeah, Chelsea season has been pretty poor. They've had a bad season. I don't know what Chelsea fans' expectation was going into this season, to be fair, because they had a good year last year. They won the Club World Cup, I believe it was. They also won the what else did Chelsea win last season? The Conference League, that's it. So they did win 2 trophies last year. So I'm not sure what Chelsea fans expected going into the season. Brian, do let me know what you guys were hoping for. I personally always felt like Chelsea would do well to get top 4 this year. I know people are talking about them in a title race, this, that. I always said, in my opinion, I just don't think Chelsea are of the standard to challenge for a league title. That's not me taking a dig at Chelsea, because Chelsea are a very, very good side. But I just didn't think they challenge. I did have them in the top 4 though. I had them a comfortable top 4. I just didn't have them for the league. I'll be honest. I'm just waiting for 3 o'clock to watch us get blamed by Leeds. Yeah, Leeds is going to be. Leeds are playing Wolves tonight at 3 o'clock, aren't they? In about 7 minutes' time. That'll be an interesting watch. Right, I'm looking forward to the 5:30 game, the Spurs Brighton one. That'll be an interesting watch for sure. It'll be a very, very interesting watch. But yeah, I expect Leeds to probably beat you. Are you home or away against them? Are you at home or away? Do let me know. A title push, that's what we were told. It's gone completely south, hasn't it, though, Ryan? Let's be honest. To be fair, you did start off well under Enzo Maresca. Kind of fell off towards before he got sacked. Then Liam Rosenior comes in. I actually thought you guys were playing well under Liam Rosenior at the beginning. And then recently it's just fallen off and you guys have dipped down the table. But yeah, Chelsea season hasn't been good. It's been really poor. Really, really poor, man. With their defence and goalkeeper, I could never put Chelsea in the title race this season. Yeah, defensively, Ryan, Chelsea they're not it, man. They have a very, very weak back line. The goalkeeper as well, Robert Sanchez, I believe his name is, very suspect. They've had him for 3 seasons now. I don't know how they haven't replaced him. I don't know what is going through Chelsea's minds there. How have they not brought in an experienced proper goalkeeper at this point? You saw how poor he was last season. You saw he wasn't great the season before. And then you go into the season with him as well. Like, go out there and get a proper experienced goalkeeper that you know is going to be good. I mean, Chelsea are weird, man. They're very weird. It's like the striker thing as well. They still haven't gone out there and bought a proven striker in, which makes 0 sense. I think I had them 4th to 5th. I think I had them 4th, to be fair. I did have us winning the league. I think I had Arsenal 2nd. I had City 3rd. And I think I had Chelsea 4th. And I had Spurs 5th. Can't believe I had Tottenham 5th, but that's completely backfired. Spurs vs Brighton will be a good game. Massive one for Spurs. It is, Ryan. They need to get a win. They do need to get a win, man, because they're in big trouble. Relegation is knocking on their doorstep. So, at home to Brighton, be an interesting one, man. De Zerbi going back up against his former side. So, that should be an interesting watch. Should be a very interesting watch. Oh, Wolves are away. You're away from home. Can't see us getting anything. Probably not, Ryan. It'd be a bit too soon for you guys then. I don't think you guys get much then. If it was at home, if it was at the Molineux, I probably would have said Wolves can get a result. But Yeah, you guys have fallen away again recently, haven't you? You did have that bit of a resurgence when you beat us, drew against Arsenal, but you've kind of fallen off again. With all the money that Chelsea spent, they don't have a solid keeper, proper centre backs, and a proper players in other areas. It's crazy, right? That just shows that spending money doesn't always lead to success, because unless you've got people at your club that know what they're doing with the money and are actually going to bring in the right players, you're screwed, aren't you? Let's be honest, because otherwise you've just got a bunch of idiots splashing around money like it's nothing. And when I look at Chelsea, that's kind of what I see. I can't lie. That is kind of what I see from them. They're a team that, in my opinion, they just they spend money poorly, very, very poorly. They're not smart in the money they spend. They're not. Now I can't really speak because my club haven't exactly spent our money well this season. We've spent money poorly, but ever since their new ownership came in, they've been very poor in spending money. They just waste it. They just waste it. Spurs win and we lose, we're relegated this weekend. Oh, wow, Ryan, is that true then? So you actually get confirmed relegated. To be fair, Ryan, I thought you would have, if it wasn't for that resurgence you had a couple of weeks ago, you probably would have been relegated before that. But I think you kind of done well to kind of prolong it. But I don't think Spurs win, Ryan. But if you lose, though, so are you got to wait? So if Spurs win and you lose, so what if you lose and they draw or lose? Do you still stay in the fight? Let me know, Ryan. I'm not sure how the relegation battle is working. There's a protest today before a Man United game, and even the Strasbourg fans are flying in to join the protest. What's the protest in regards to, Brian? What's it in regards to? Is it ticket prices or something? Is it in regards to the owners? Do let me know. That's interesting. Chelsea having a protest. Do I think Chelsea's owners are bad? Unpopular opinion, guys. I don't think they have bad owners. What I like about Chelsea, what I like about their model is, I don't like the whole under the youngster thing that they have going on. I think you do need to sign experienced players, so I don't agree with that. What I do like, though, is the fact that they spend money. They're not afraid to spend money. If they get it wrong, they'll spend more money as well. I just don't think Chelsea have got the correct people in place at the club, sporting directors wise. I should be trusted with this money. If they can get a proper sporting director in, he'll be able to use the money that they spend wisely. I just don't think they have the right people above that are splashing the cash, which is why they're spending money on rubbish players or stupid players. Yeah, expected relegation since October. I didn't think we'd win a game, so I'm just pleased we beat Derby's horrendous points tally, and we only got relegated this weekend if Spurs win and lose. Fair enough, Ryan. To be fair, I don't think I had Wolves going down at the beginning of the season. I believe my relegation was I had Sunderland, I had Leeds, and I had, who was the other team that I had? Who's the third team that came up this year, man? Lads, who's the third team that came up? Sunderland, Leeds, and who's the other one? Burnley. That's it. Those were the three that I had going down. I know Wolves were talking about relegation, but I thought you'd do just enough to survive. So it's a bit of a shame that your 8-year tenure in the league has come to an end. But, again, it is what it is, man. Apologies, condolences to you, though, Ryan. I do hope Wolves can get back up as soon as possible. They spend money, but they need the right people to bring in proper proven players. That's it, Ryan. They just don't have the right people above them in place. That's what I look at Chelsea and think. I look at them and think that they do show ambition because they do spend money, but they just don't spend money on the correct players. You know what I'm saying? So I think if they put proper sporting directors in place at their club, you'd probably see better recruitment from them being done. Oh, the protest is for Blue Coal out. Oh, so that's the owners. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. See how that goes. I wonder if they'll sort that on Sky. As soon as the window finished, I was proper worried. Knew we needed more. But I had a 16th, I think. To be fair, Ryan, it was Cunha that kept you guys up last season, wasn't it? Cunha did score a lot of goals in key games that kept you guys up. So, I think you guys having let him go and not replacing him And then down the years, you've let a lot of players go and you haven't replaced them. It's all just kind of caught up with you now this season, I think. I had Brentford was no, my bad, Ryan. Brentford was the team I had going down. Yeah, I had Burnley, Sunderland, and Brentford. Those were the three that I had going back down. I thought Brentford were going to be screwed without Thomas Frank, but how wrong was I about Sunderland and Brentford, man? They've done so well this year. But yeah, shocking relegation predictions and all, bro. I know. This is why you can never predict the league at the beginning of a season, especially when it comes to the relegation stuff, because you think on paper the promoted three will go back down, but then they end up surprising you. You know what I'm saying? And our next season, going to next season, guys, people will probably predict Coventry to go straight back down and watch them end up surprising everyone and doing well. So I think the top half of the table is easy to predict, but when it comes to the bottom half and predicting who'll go down, stay up, it's I don't think you can predict it. I don't think you can ever predict it, man. It's just so unpredictable. That's what I love about the game, man. That is what I love about football. You know, it's it throws up surprises, and I love that. I love that I love that a lot. Calvert-Lewin should have scored. Oh my God, Ryan! Already, 1 minute into the game, Wolves almost conceded. That is mad. Who are the 3 p.m. kickoffs today, guys? I believe it's Newcastle versus Bournemouth, Leeds versus Wolves, and the 12:30 game as well. Who was the 12:30 game today, guys? Brentford paid someone, didn't they, at 12:30? Wasn't going to stay up to watch that game though. If Spurs lose and Forest West Ham win, Spurs will be over a game behind. Spurs lose and Forest and West Ham win, Spurs will be over a game behind. Yeah, Tottenham are they're losing ground. They're really sinking, man. I believe West Ham are a point above them now. I believe Forest are 3 points above them. So if Forest win, they go 6 points above Spurs. If West Ham win, they go 3 above Spurs. They really need to start getting their act together, Brian. Tottenham really need to start getting their act together, man. Otherwise, they're in big trouble. Oh yeah, Brentford of a junior with Fulham. Okay, yeah. Was that at Craven Cottage or was it at the G-Tech Stadium? You were the home team. Oh, Brentford. Yeah, you've written it there. Brentford 0 Fulham 0. Okay, interesting. It's good that Brentford dropped points. I can't even believe I'm saying that, but in our top 5 battle, it is good that Brentford dropped points. So here's a question I wanted to ask you guys, people, and I'll put this in a poll in a couple of Discord servers that I'm in. I wanted to ask you guys and get your guys' opinion on it, though. Spurs will be 5 points behind West Ham if they lose and West Ham win. Ryan, who's your relegation 3, guys, for this season? Who do you think goes down? I think we can agree. Sorry, Ryan. Wolves and Burnley are gone. I think we can agree there. It's about who gets that third spot, 18th place. And I think Forest have done enough to stay in the league now. So I'm looking at West Ham and Tottenham for that third spot. Who do you guys think is going to go? Because I can't lie, I feel like Tottenham are going to pull a result out somewhere. In a game that no one expects them to do it, they'll probably end up getting a result in. That'll keep them up. So how are you guys feeling on that? I'm still going to stick with my original prediction of West Ham. I've gone with Wolves, Burnley, and West Ham. I'm going to stick with that for now. But yeah, how do you guys feel? I have a lot of Spurs mates, so I'd like them to stay up. Them or West Ham. West Ham just for me as well. I think so too, Ryan. I just feel Spurs will just get a result in a game that you don't expect them to, and it will be enough for them. Brian thinks Spurs are gone. Okay, Brian, interesting. It'll be interesting for sure. If Tottenham go down, that will be the biggest relegation of a big club in my lifetime. Easily, man. I mean, it is shocking what is going on at that football club. It genuinely is. You've gone from being a club that were competing at the top of the table, not for trophies, but always competing for Europe, to just dropping into relegation scraps. It is shocking, man. It really is shocking. Kind of sad to see as well. It's almost like you're witnessing the death of a big club with what's happening with them. But yeah, here's the question I wanted to ask people. I've asked this in a couple of Discord servers, and I want to get your guys' thoughts. Out of all of the big 6, right? Liverpool, United, Arsenal, City, Chelsea, Spurs, right? Who do you guys think has got the worst owner? Which ownership is the worst out of all the big 6 clubs? Who do you guys feel, or which club do you guys think has the worst owners? Interesting to hear your guys' take on that. If West Ham win this weekend and Spurs lose, I might change my mind. However, you play Spurs next weekend, so they have a chance of winning. To be fair, you're playing Spurs at home, Ryan, and Spurs away from home aren't great, are they? So you wouldn't be surprised if you get a result in that one, Ryan. Plus, you'd be relegated probably, wouldn't you? So you'd have nothing to lose going into the game. Don't forget Aston Villa going down. Aston Villa going down, Brian. I'm not sure what you mean there, brother. You're gonna have to say that again. I think you might have misworded that, but yeah. The Glazers are the worst IMO. See, Ryan, before this season, I would have said the Glazers. I would have agreed with you. But now I'm looking at what the Tottenham ownership have done to Tottenham and where they've got them in the league. I'd probably say Spurs have got the worst ownership, I can't lie. They're meant to be a big club and their owners have got them in a relegation scrap. The Glazers, as bad as they are, and they are bad, they've never had United in a relegation scrap. The Cronkies, as bad as they've been for Arsenal, they've never had Arsenal in a relegation scrap. Chelsea, Blue Co, they've never had Chelsea in a relegation scrap. You know what I'm saying? You've got to say Spurs, surely. Spurs are probably the worst owners. I would have said the Glazers first, but Tottenham's owners for me they're a level worse than the Glazers now. I mean, as bad as them lot are, they've never had United in a position of potentially going down. I mean, you've got to go with the Tottenham owners, surely. They are really bad owners. City's owners, only Manchester City have owners who want to win consistently. I agree, Brian. I think they're the only real club in the league that consistently want to win and be the best. You know what I'm saying? Which is the same because it'd be nice if all the other clubs felt like that too. But yeah, it's good being a City fan, I suppose, when you've got ownership and owners that actually care and want to win. Yeah, true. Completely forgot about the Spurs owners. Yeah, they're bad, Ryan. They're bad. I mean, you could argue they've done some good stuff there. While they don't care about winning trophies, because obviously they don't, they did put them back on the map as a bigger club. But my God, man, I mean, look at the state they've got that club in. Real talk. Look at the state they've got that club in. They are abysmal. They are abysmal, man. It's mad. FSG, are they bad owners? Honestly, I'd probably say they're average owners. Do I want them out? Probably, yeah. I'd rather have better ones. But yeah, I'd say FSG are average. The Glazers are bad owners, we know that. The Cronkies, again, are bad owners. But then if you ask some Arsenal fans, they actually think the Cronkies are decent. Who else do we have? Blue Co, again, if you ask Chelsea fans, they want Blue Co out. So, but then if you ask a Spurs fan, I'm sure every single Spurs fan wants their ownership group out. I don't think there'd be a single Spurs fan that is advocating for their owners. Real talk. I don't think there'd be a single Spurs fan that advocates for their owners staying. If you ask any Tottenham fan, they'd probably say we want the ownership gone. Whereas other clubs, I think you've got fans that probably back their ownership a bit more. So yeah, I just wanted to get everyone's opinions on that. And interestingly, most of you agree as well in saying that Spurs have got the worst owners. Aston Villa got relegated in the 15-16 season, last big club to go down. They did, Brian. They did. But I mean like a big six club. When was the last time a big six club went down? You know what I'm saying, Brian? That's what I'm trying to get across. Have you ever seen a big six club in a position where they're going to get relegated? And this will be interesting as well, guys. I had this conversation with the lads too. What do you guys think happens with the big six when Spurs go down? What happens there? Do they get replaced with someone else? Or does it just become a big five? What do you guys think happens there if they go down? Because there's not a chance you can have them as a big six club in the championship. That's not going to happen. Surely you've got to either just make it a big five or you've got to put someone else in there as a big six club. You could put Villa in there potentially. Villa have been under up recently. Although they haven't won a trophy yet, they have been under up. You could put Newcastle in there. Newcastle, again, since the new ownership came in, have been under up. They won a trophy as well. You know what I'm saying? So, honestly, you could just take them out and replace them with Villa or Newcastle, or just have it as a traditional five. You know what I'm saying? So, that'll be interesting to see what happens there as well. So, yeah. Interesting times, man. Interesting times. Title race is heating up. The relegation race is heating up. And you know what? Top 5 race is heating up as well. Big up, Waha. Appreciate you being in, mate. Hope you're doing well, brother. We were just having a conversation about out of all the big six clubs, who has the worst ownership, or who would you say has got the worst ownership? And a lot of us agreed that Spurs owners are probably the worst ones. Don't think there can really be an argument for that. To be fair, when you look at the state they've got Spurs in the season where they got them in the league. But yeah, we were just discussing that a bit. I'll be 54 this year. So supported Chelsea since 1984. So I remember getting relegated in 1988. Wow, Brian. Wow. 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 You've seen a lot then, Brian, haven't you, with your clubs? With your club. Big up Vids, bro. No problem at all. It's all good. No worries. No worries, bro. Sub to Waha. Do sub to Waha, people. Waha's link is pinned. Guys, if you can get both of Vids' links in the chat, please. I did say put them in earlier, but there weren't no mods around. If you can get Vids in his link in the chat, his gaming link, and his regular channels link as well, that'd be much appreciated. To be fair, the Glazers are bad as well. They are, but I just think that the Spurs ones are a lot worse now. Vids, now that you're in the chat, bro, you can answer the question as well. I was just asking the guys, who do you think out of the big six clubs, who would you say has got the worst ownership? And I think most of us agreed that Spurs have got the worst ownership out of the big six. Who would you say? Because while the Glazers are bad owners, they've never had United in a relegation battle. You know, while the Cronkies are bad, they haven't had Arsenal in a relegation battle. I think surely you've got to say Spurs owners are the worst ones, based off of what they've got them in, where they've got them in the league this season. But I don't think any big six club, bar City, have got good ownership. I think everyone's a bit meaty, man. I can't lie. Between the Cronkies and the Glazers, but in the league, West Ham. Yeah, West Ham's owners are bad as well. Yeah, West Ham's owners are poor, man. Really, really poor. I agree with you on that, Bitch. Between the Cronkies and the Glazers, you'd probably say the Glazers are a bit worse, wouldn't you? While I don't think the Cronkies are great either, you'd probably have to say the Glazers are worse. But you can make an argument for the Glazers too. Big up Waha. Thank you for putting those in there. I've pinned that, guys. So make sure you are subbing to Vids, guys, on his gaming channel and his regular. Another one of the brothers in the building. So yeah, it's only City that have really got decent owners, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember seeing an interview with the City owner a couple months ago, and he was asked what his goal was at City, and he said 3 words. His 3 words were win, win, win. That's a proper owner, isn't it? Let's be honest. Man replied with, the question was asked, what's your goals with City? What's your ambition at City? And he said it 3 times. He said win, win, win. I love that, man. That's an owner who cares. That's an owner who cares. We struggled to get 40 points last season. Yeah, Brian, you did. Yeah. I remember, to be fair, when when Lampard came back as interim back in 22-23, Chelsea were kind of floating around mid-table. Profit under Kroenke, they decided to sell Manninger's shirt a day or two before anything to do with his fasting on the website. Oh my God, that is disgusting, bro. That's disgusting, Vids. I can't. That's wow. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that. They decided to sell his shirt. Oh my God. That's just proper scumbag behavior, man. That is proper top tier scumbag behavior. Wow. I mean, wow. That's actually left me speechless, bro. It is Vids, bro. They are soulless. That is an incredibly soulless, heartless thing to do. Wow. Wow. Honestly, that shocked me, man. That has really shocked me. In that case, bro, I can't lie. That's very poor. Very, very poor. Very soulless, very heartless from the Arsenal ownership. All for money as well. I mean, the things people do for money is crazy in football. Like, really. Wow. Glazers are the same. They use the club to bin their debt onto it. Yeah. The Glazers have got United into some bad debt, to be fair. they have brought some problems for you guys down the years. To be fair with the Glazers, though, wahaha, they've kind of played a bit of a blinder, haven't they? In the sense of you brought in that Sir Jim, and now Sir Jim's the one who gets all the flack, and he's the one who gets all the abuse when it goes wrong, and they're just in the back seat, just kind of getting away with it. So they have played a blinder with bringing Sir Jim in to use him as the fall guy, I suppose. And the post about Tony, oh my god. So they only put a little post out about that. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy, Vitch. Wow. That is very, very poor behaviour. Very poor behaviour. Disgusting behaviour, to put it quite frankly. Yeah, exactly, Boha. That's what I said, bro. That is what I said. That is what I said. They hide behind Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Your owners shouldn't be allowed any planning permissions for a new stadium until the debt is cleared. Maintain Old Trafford properly. Ridge, I don't get why the Glazers would want to move from Old Trafford. You know, Old Trafford is, as much as I don't like United, it's a very traditional stadium. Old Trafford is a stadium that will go down in history, man. As much as it's kind of got its issues right now, the roof leaking and everything, and that does need to be fixed. It's still a great stadium, you know, and I wouldn't want to go and play United anywhere other than there, away from home. That's crazy if they want to move stadiums. Reckon all American ownership is a problem. It is, Brian. It is, to be fair. It is, bro. I'm not gonna disagree with you on that. They're not very ambitious. That's the problem, Brian. There's not ambition with them. You know, they're happy with the bare minimum. They don't go above and beyond. You know what I'm saying? Like with FSG, I've always kind of seen it both ways. I've credited them for the good stuff they've done, which they have. But then I look at it from the point of view of, do FSG go to bed at night, staying up, worrying about Liverpool winning trophies? I don't think they do. I don't think they lie awake in bed, stressing over their club that they have or own winning trophies. I don't. And for that reason, I think we need better ownership. You know, we need someone who's ambitious. Yo, big up Andre, bro. Hope you're doing well, brother. Big up yourself, man. Ridge, it is iconic, bro. It's very, very iconic, man. United would be crazy to move from there. Nah, they're taking season ticket holders' seats from fans who've had those seats since World War II to sell them to corporates. That's crazy. Wow. Was an article not long ago on The Guardian. That is wow. That's actually crazy, you know. I don't even know what to say. That is, bro. That is crazy, unacceptable, Ridge. I don't even know what to say, man. Honestly. There's the article, guys. So if you want to check that article out, guys, do pin it. Well, I have pinned it. You can check it out and read it. 1-0 Leeds. Oh my god. So Wolves are on course to get relegated this weekend, guys. That is one team that are most likely going to go down. All American owners are just here to make money. You won't get an argument with me on that, Brian. I agree. I certainly agree with you on that. A regulator needs to be in the game to oversee owners in football, make sure clubs are run properly, not sitting on their fan base, and start showing them respect they deserve. It's annoying, Vidge, because it feels like the fans get ignored. It feels like our voices as fans get ignored. You know what I'm saying? They expect us to just be mindless minions, show up, buy the merch, support, be in the grounds. They expect us to just be minions. You know, they don't want us speaking up against them. And it hurts when the fans just don't have a voice and they just get drowned. You know what I'm saying? Now, in Germany, guys, I don't know if anyone knows, but Germany actually have a 50 plus, I think a 50 plus 1 rule where 50% of the club is owned by fans, which is why when the Super League fiasco happened, you didn't see Bayern Munich signing up because they have to have a vote and 50% of the fans were never going to allow that. So Germany do things the correct way, where they have 50% of the club owned by the fans. You know what I'm saying? Whether they should introduce that in England or not, I don't know. Because we know, you know, certain English fans aren't exactly the smartest, but it's a good rule that they have over there. You know, it's exactly why they never signed up for the Super League, because there's not a hope in now the Bayern Munich fans were going to allow them to go into that. Fans are the lifeblood of any club. Owners need to recognise that. Exactly, Rich. Instead, they just try and drown our voices out. They just try and drown our voices out. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for the fans, shirt sales wouldn't happen. Merch wouldn't be bought. People wouldn't be in the ground. I mean, start showing fans a bit of respect, man, for crying out loud. Jay Justin with an over kick. What a day to be alive. 2-0 leads. That's that then, Brian. End of the season. End the season now. Yeah, Wolves are probably relegated then. So that leaves 2 places. Burnley will get relegated in a couple of weeks as well. And that'll leave a team spot up for grabs. There'll never be a single owner of football like Roman Abramovich. Yeah, Roman Abramovich was a very ambitious owner, wasn't he? Let's be honest, Brian. Very, very ambitious owner. Actually wanted to win, which is rare in today's Premier League. It's rare in today's ownership in general. I look worldwide, and there's only 3 ownerships that I think are serious about winning, and that is the Manchester City ownership, the Bayern Munich ownership, and the Paris Saint-Germain ownership. I don't even put Real Madrid up there no more, because you look at what's happened there the last 2 seasons. They don't look serious no more, which I don't know what's happened, but 3 ownerships that I think are very, very serious about winning year in, year out. And if they don't, they do everything in their power to make sure it doesn't happen again. Paris Saint-Germain ownership, Bayern Munich ownership, and Manchester City ownership. Paris Saint-Germain win trophies year in, year out. It's a standard there. You have to do it. Bayern Munich win trophies year in, year out. You have to do it. You know what I'm saying? You have to. You can't not. City as well. It's City. They're used to winning trophies year in, year out. You've got to do it at these clubs. Otherwise, it's not tolerated. Whereas I think with other clubs, man, it's kind of accepted that, top 5 is a minimum. As long as we get top 5, it's good. How you feeling about the game tomorrow, Prophet? Andre, not confident, bro. First Merseyside derby at the new ground. I want to beat them. I want to show them again why Merseyside and Liverpool is red. I'd love to go there first time at their new ground, beat them, but it's the first one there. You know they're going to be up for it. And I think it could be a rough afternoon, especially with how we're coming into this game low on confidence off the back of a loss. Whenever we concede one, we always concede another straight after. I hear that, Ryan. I hear that, bro. It is sad what's happened at Wolves. I do hope you guys can get back in the league, though. I do hope you guys can find your way back in or back up. Our captain, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, why isn't he scoring? Wow, man, so give it time. Give it time, bro. Still a lot of time in the game. You can score later on. They'll probably score 4 or 5 in this game. Potentially, Ryan. I hear it. But yeah, ownership just isn't very ambitious in England. I think, again, you just got to admit, they're just not very ambitious in England. It's a shame because if my ownership spent a bit more money, they'd actually be decent owners. If FSG got the checkbook out more and backed managers more often, they'd be decent. The problem is they don't do it. So for that reason, I can't really take to them and I want them out. Look, there are much worse owners in the league than FSG. The Glazers are much worse. Cronkies are much worse. Other, Spurs owners are much worse. But just spend a bit more money, man, and I wouldn't have a problem with you guys staying. But you don't. And that just shows to me that you don't stay awake at night worrying about Liverpool winning trophies or not. Big up Gooner SC, man. Hope you're doing well, brother. Wolves rivalry, Coventry just got... Yes! Big up to Coventry, man. Big up to Coventry. Fuck Frank Lampard. I don't like that guy. Fuck him. But big up to Coventry. Got themselves promoted. They've been out of the league for a long time as well. I don't know how long exactly, but it's been a really long time since they've been in the Premier League. So congratulations to their fans, their club. Back to the big time. Let's see if they can do well next season. Let's see. Fuck Lampard, though, man. I don't like that guy. I'll never give him his credit. But he has done a good job at Coventry, to be fair. Lampard's had a bit of a weird management career. Flopped at Chelsea. Then went to Everton, flopped over there. Kind of rebuilt himself up now at Coventry. So credit to him, but still fuck him nonetheless. I'm having a great weekend, Vidge, but I hope you're having a good weekend as well. Football's on later on. 2 decent games today and tomorrow. So looking forward to that. Thought I'd stream earlier as well. I thought I'd get the daily stream out the way earlier so I can relax later and watch the games. But I'm having a great weekend, bro. Hope you're having one as well. What's my problem with Lampard? Bro, it's when he was Chelsea manager, innit, bro? And he came to Anfield and he started giving it large. he started going on about how we've only won one league in 30 years and we're giving it the big one. Since then, I'm like, fuck you, man. Don't ever come Anfield and talk big like that. Don't ever come Anfield and talk big like that. And he was giving it large to Klopp as well, I think. He was saying to Klopp, this is the only league title you won in 30 years, and you're going on like you've won 5, 6. Shut the fuck up. Fuck him, man. Fuck that guy. Plus, he managed Everton as well, so he can fuck off for that reason as well. You won't manage the Blues. Fuck you. But I'll admit Lampard was a very good player for Chelsea. Did you know in Germany you get free travel to a game just by showing your tickets to transport people for the game? I didn't know that, Brian. Wow. I didn't know that. That's classed by Germany. That's classed by the Bundesliga for allowing that to happen. Big them up. Fair one. Yeah, Vidge, that's the only reason. Low-key. That's the only reason, man. But I will admit Lampard was a very good player. I'm not dumb enough to say that he was a scrub or nothing. But I just don't like the guy. Big up to Busbrook Taste. Hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you're doing well. Whoever got in the United Chelsea game? Chelsea are in some bad form, man, going into this game. United are coming into the game off the back of a loss as well. United's record at Old Trafford, at Stamford Bridge isn't great. They haven't got a great record at Stamford Bridge. I'm going to edge Chelsea, Andre. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Chelsea win. That's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Chelsea win. Maybe that's me being biased, but I think Chelsea win it. Purely because it's at Stamford Bridge and United's record there ain't great. Big up AFC always, brother. I hope you're doing well. I would rather see Tottenham going down than England winning the World Cup. To be fair, AFC always, I don't even really blame you on that because I'm not into international football either. I mean, I could care less what happens with England or anyone else. I really could care less. Unless it's a World Cup or Euros, then I'll watch. But I always watch international football as a neutral. Observed. I don't have a affiliation to any sort of team. So, yeah. I don't blame you for having that take, bro. Don't blame you. But guys, moving forward, to just discuss a bit about the Everton game before I do head off. The Merseyside derby tomorrow, 2 p.m. Everton versus Liverpool at the Hill Dickinson ground. For me, I said it in the match preview. There's 2 games that I look for when the calendar, when the fixture list release, and that is Everton home and away, and United home and away. Now, granted, a lot of people will probably say United more so, but for me, I don't know what it is, but Everton's always been the bigger game over United. Everton are the city rivals, whereas United are kind of just the rivalry is there because we're the 2 biggest in England. So for me, Everton always means more, and it's always the game that I want to win. I don't care how we win tomorrow. It's the one time where I don't care what the performance looks like. I don't care what the scoreline is. Just get me the win and give me the bragging rights. We know that Liverpool's red. But again, we want to dominate that and we want to show why we're the superior club in Liverpool, why Merseyside is red, and why they are the bitter blues, as we call them. The first derby at the new ground, though. So this is going to be the first one at the Hill Dickinson ground. Everton are going to be up for it, guys. Let's not be kidded here. They are going to be up for it. With the atmosphere there, the atmosphere is going to be buzzing. The players are going to be up for it. And they will see Liverpool wobbling. They'll have seen the season we've been having. They'll have seen our last couple of results. And they will know that we're coming into this game off the back of a 2-0 loss and with our confidence being down in the dumps. You think they're not going to want to pile the misery onto us? You think they're not going to want to put a dent in our works? Of course they are. Of course they are, man. They're going to be right up for this game. Tackles are going to be flying in left, right and centre. It's going to be a big, big, big game. And it's one that I'm looking forward to. And I'm nervous at the same time. For me, call me biased, and if you disagree, feel free to disagree in the chat. I think this is the best derby game in the Premier League. I think the Merseyside derby, for me, is the best derby game. That might be me being biased, but I think it's the best one. It's one of those ones that hasn't lost its bite. Down the years, it's always had that bite. It's always had the fight in it. It's always had the tackles going in left, right, and centre. It hasn't lost that bite. I look at a lot of other derby games in the Prem. They've lost that bite. They've lost that old school type vibe to it. The Merseyside derby hasn't ever really lost that. It's always been end to end, and it's always got action in it. So maybe I'm biased, but I think it's the best derby in the Premier League. Coventry aren't really rivals. Oh, fair enough, Ryan. Fair enough, Paul. But yeah, I think it's the best. Brian says, please be a draw or a Liverpool win. Biggest game of the season, 100%. Bus Baptiste, 100%, brother. Biggest game of the season. I just want us to win no matter what. This is the one game where I'm like, I don't care about the performance. I don't care about what the scoreline is. Just get me the win so we can have the bragging rights. We need to win as well. You know, with Villa playing, with Chelsea playing, they could drop points. We need to get 3 points here. I know they're going to be up for it for sure. The question is, are Liverpool going to be up for it? We're coming into this game off the back of a 2-0 defeat to Paris, so we've just gone out of a Champions League. We've got to come into the game in the right mindset. Because if we start slow, or if we're not up for it, and they are, it's going to be a long afternoon because they'll smell blood and they won't take the foot off the neck. They won't. They'll be honest all afternoon. The Everton fans are going to make the ground hostile as fuck. Like I said, tackles are going to be flying in left, right, and centre. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a very physical end-to-end game. If anyone's expecting anything different, then you're in for a rude awakening. It is going to be a physical one. I reckon that Goodison wasn't too great. I think Klopp only won one game at Goodison, and that was Christmas of 2021. Other than that, we struggled at Goodison. It was a ground that we didn't do well at. A lot of draws there. Occasional Everton win. So that wasn't a great hunting ground for us. Last season as well was an end-to-end game at Goodison, the final derby over there. They were 1-0 up. We turned it around to 2-1. We then went they had the last minute equaliser. The fight happened at the end. It was end-to-end. Now with the new ground for Dickinson. I'd love for us to rewrite history here. You know what I'm saying? If we can go there first time around and get the win, it'd be great. It'd be a great feeling. I just don't know if we've got the mindset of going there, especially this team, the way our season's been. I'd be very surprised if we went there first time around and got the win. I'd love to be wrong, though. 1-0 Bournemouth, interesting. Newcastle are really struggling this year, man, aren't they? Fucking hell. They're really, really struggling this year. Oh, do you think Liverpool need an Onana type player? Are you talking about Onana from Aston Villa, yeah? I'd take him. I think he's a decent player. I do like him. I do like him quite a bit, so I'd take him 100% AFC always, yeah. Tavernier scores for Bournemouth, interesting. I know we lost that PSG game, but it was actually one of our best performances of the season, so we need to do this every game. No excuse. We did what we could, but it just wasn't enough in the end, Bus Baptiste. The Derby game, though, on the other hand, it's different, man. This is a game that I'm locked into. From the minute 1 to the 90th minute, I'm locked in. I'm fucking locked in, so let's get the win, man. Fuck Everton. Let's get the win. Because you know, if they win, we're not going to hear the end of it, Bus Baptiste. We are not going to hear the end of it if they win this game. Fuck me, man. They are going to be loud as anything. It's like Van Dijk said last season when Van Dijk did the post-match interview after the 2-2 at their ground. This is their cup final. And I'm not saying that to be a dickhead, but it is genuinely their cup final. So, you know, if they win, you know how they're going to act. And I feel if ever there's a time Everton are going to beat us in a game, it's probably going to be this one, isn't it? The way we are. If they're ever going to beat us and get the better of us, it'll be this season and this derby coming up. I'm supporting Aston Villa to win the Europa League, so 6th place against UCL. I think they will, Brian. I think Aston Villa win the Europa League, and then I think what will happen is 6th place will get UCL, and one of Chelsea and Liverpool will just get lucky that way. That's what I think happens. Is Jones fit? Need him start 100%. Bus Baptiste, 100% Jones has to start. He's a fighter, man. Jones is the Scouser in the team. If anyone knows what this game means, it'll be Curtis Jones. You know he won't be afraid to get into tackles. He won't be afraid to get stuck in. We need him on the pitch. 100%. You'd be crazy not to play him in this game. At least Newcastle has us next week and guaranteed win for them. I don't know, Bruno SC, to be fair. Newcastle don't exactly have a great record at the Emirates when they go there. And plus, Newcastle are trash, man. They are really bad this season. Plus, you beat them at St. James's earlier in the season, didn't you? I'm sure you beat them earlier in the season at St. James's. So, I don't think Newcastle will be a problem for Arsenal next week. You know, West Ham, I think, coming up for Arsenal away will be more of a challenge. I think Newcastle will be something that a team that you deal with comfortably, to be fair. But I could be wrong. But yeah, we need the 3 points tomorrow. We need the 3 points. Look, every game now is, I don't even want to say this word because it feels so tin pot, but every game's kind of a cup final for us in this top 5 race. We've got a hard end to the season, man. You start tomorrow, Everton away. You then have Palace at home next week. Then you got United away. Fucking hell, looking forward to that one. After that, you've got Chelsea at home, Villa away, Brentford at home, final day, final week. Those aren't easy games on paper, man. I'm telling you, they're not easy games. I'm not looking forward to tomorrow's game. I'm excited and nervous at the same time, but not really looking forward. Not looking forward to the United game. Palace, we haven't beaten Palace at home or away in a while. Brentford won't be easy. Chelsea, it's going to be the biggest mid-off ever, if we're being honest. And who's the other team that I said we're going to play? United at Old Trafford. Not looking forward to it. So, like I said, we dropped points earlier in the season when we should have been winning. Wolves should have been a win. Brighton should have been a win. What other game did we lose that we should have won? Other games too. Spurs at home should have been a win. We dropped points when we should have been picking up the wins, and I think that might just bite us in the backside now. Arsenal can't deal comfortably with anyone. They can't. That's very true. That is very true. I agree. Backdoor entry into the UCL. We wanted better. Yeah, it's just getting lucky, isn't it? Basically, Villa win the Europa League. 6th place gets it, and whoever's in 6th will just get lucky. Not because they deserve to get through or get a UCL spot, because they just caught life, basically. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Jones has got to play tomorrow, Bus Baptiste. He's got to play. If Stock doesn't start Jones, oh my God. The thing is as well, Bus Baptiste, I don't think he will. I've got my team backstage. I'm going to bring it up in a minute. I don't think Jones starts. Robertson needs to start as well. I would start Robbo. Because Robbo is another one who knows what this game means. Been here for years. Guess what it means. I'd start him as well in this game. For the fight at left back over Kirkes. And also, guys, let's not forget, this is Robertson's last Merseyside derby. This is Mo's last Merseyside derby as well. I want to be the first one at the new ground. Is going to be Salah and Robertson's last one in a Liverpool shirt. So, hoping Mo can have a decent performance and get a goal in his final Merseyside derby appearance. Hoping Robbo can play and have a good performance too. We need much better than 6th place, but Brian is totally right. 100% Bus Baptiste. 100%, bro. 100%. I just know Everton are going to play. That's going to be their best performance of the season tomorrow. You just know it. Even at Anfield earlier in the season, they gave us issues when they came to Anfield. You just know that they're going to cause us fucking problems, man. They don't show up for any other game. I've seen them get smoked at home and away by Arsenal this season. Seen them lose seen them lose to Spurs at home 3-0. I've seen them lose to United. But against us, they're just going to fucking rock up, man. And they're going to play like their lives depend on it. To be fair, I wouldn't expect nothing much, to be fair, in the derby game. Prophet, have you found any 6s you like for the squad, bro? I haven't been having a look, Andre, I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I've been looking more at what the winger situation is going to look like. But as for the 6s, Edison was the guy I wanted, man. You know that, Andre, but that looks like he's going Atletico. Anderson's a decent option from Nottingham Forest. I wouldn't mind him. Elsewhere in the world, there's talks on Camavinga potentially wanting to leave Real Madrid, Andre. Maybe Liverpool could hide that up. I doubt it, though. There's some decent 6 options out there, Andre, that I think we can look at. And I think that's got to be a priority in the squad for this summer. Bringing a 6 in. Because we're really lacking one at the moment. We're really lacking one. But Andre, have you got any options that you've looked at, bro, that you thought can do a job? Because there are some decent 6s out there for sure. It's a must-win game, man. Honestly, I don't think I'd be able to take a loss against Everton. I look against them. I can take a loss against anyone, guys. You know me. I'm relatively chill. I look at things objectively. I don't get angry and shit. I look at things. I try and look at it in the tactical manner, the smarter way, rather than with my emotions and my heart. I take a loss against Arsenal, against Tottenham, against Chelsea. I can take it against anyone pretty much. Even against United, while it does piss me off and it is annoying, I do get annoyed when we lose to United, but I can still take it. If we lose to Everton tomorrow, Oh my God, it's going to be so unbearable. It is going to be so unbearable because you know they're going to continue like it's fucking like they won the FA Cup or some shit. Anytime Everton beat us, it's just unbearable. They beat us 2 years ago at Goodison and Klopp's last year. That was unbearable. Even if they get a draw against us, they're unbearable. You know what I'm saying? So just get me a win tomorrow, man. Please. Please. Apparently, we've been in talks with Camavinga. That would be a decent signing for us, but please. If it's true and he does want to leave Madrid, I'd take him 100%. I'd 100% take him. But then again, it's all speculation, isn't it? That he actually wants to leave Madrid. No one knows for sure whether he actually wants to go or stay. But I'd take him in a heartbeat, man. I think he's a very good player. Very good player. Win tomorrow. Win tomorrow. Win tomorrow. I'm going to say it 3 times to emphasize it. Win, win, win. You know, I don't care how we do it. I don't care if the score is 1-0, if it's 2-1, 3-2, 4-3. I don't even care if it's 9-8. Just win. Just win, man. Just win. Are we going to get all wins in these last couple of games? I sincerely doubt it. I'm just hoping with the points we pick up, it'll be enough to get us over the line. But ideally, you just want the season to end as quick as possible, don't you? Just want the season to end as quick as possible so we can regroup and go again. Newcastle's midfield will bully Arsenal's. Only Rice has any strength to deal with them. Don't see Odegaard, Havertz, or 29, whatever. Yeah, you guys don't like calling Havertz by his name, do you? Zubimendi, Colpin, Bruno G, Jolinton, and Tonali giving them nightmares. I hear that, Vidge. I hear that, man. I do hear that. Yeah, Prophet, we need a result tomorrow. I bet it's a low scoring and someone scams a late goal. Yeah, Andre, I think it'll be... I don't know if Everton attack us, bro. I don't know if they press us high and they go for us because they think we might be a bit vulnerable, or whether they just kind of sit in and play on the counter. Either way, it'll be a tough game regardless. Can you imagine that, Andre? Wirtz getting his first Merseyside derby goal at their ground, winning us the game. That would be scenes, man. It would be scenes. It would genuinely be scenes. But is there any players in the Everton team that you look out for? I'm glad Grealish ain't playing the game. I'm very, very happy that Jack Grealish isn't available because he's someone that would have caused us problems. And he did, to be fair, in the reverse fixture at Anfield. He did cause us problems there. Ironically, that was the game before everything fell apart for us this season. The Merseyside derby was the last win before that Palace loss and everything just fell apart. You know what I'm saying? Just get me the 3 points tomorrow. However we do it, I don't care. Win. Win, man. I don't have any fear against their players. We say that, Andre, but, you know, with our defence, bro, we always end up making players look better than they are, don't we? Virgil and Ebro are going to have to be up for it. They're going to have to be on it defensively. The midfield is going to have to be strong and physical. Otherwise, they're just going to bully our midfield. And then up top, when we get chances, we've got to be clinical with them. Maybe Grealish, but that's... Yeah, Andre, I heard it. Grealish again. An absolute baller, to be fair. I don't know why City let the guy go. I'm going to give you guys my predicted starting 11 for the game, though, guys. I'm going to give you guys my predicted starting XI. Do let me know your thoughts on this down below. But it's not what a lot of people probably expect. It's not what I would do, but it's what I think Slot will do, innit? So I've just got to go based off what I think Slot does. EB played great last week. Need him to end the season in good form. Yeah, Andre. To be fair with Ibu, it's I'm still sick about the Ekatike injury, bro. What are the fucking odds, man? It's so unfortunate, isn't it, bro? It's so unfortunate, bro, that Ekatike got out injured and he's going to be out until 2027. I feel gutted for the guy, genuinely. Just wishing him a speedy recovery, man. And I hope he can come back the same player that he was before his injury. And as for Ibu again, Andre, he's been good. You know, ever since he came back from the whole incident with his family, he's actually turned the corner and he's been relatively decent. Just need him to continue it on now, innit? Who's your right back? It'll be Frimpong. It'll be Frimpong. Frimpong will be the right back for this game. What I don't get is all owners should realise the better you do on the field, the more money you'll make. They don't look at it like that, Brian. They look at how much money we make with shirt sales, with revenue. And if we're doing well on that side, that's all that matters to them. They don't really care what happens on the pitch, bro. When is Leon back? He'll be back next season, Andre. He'll be back at some point next season. He's another one that got injured, unfortunately, man, because he actually had a decent debut against Southampton. But yeah, this is the team, lads. Now, I wouldn't do this personally. What I would do is I'd take Kirkes out and I'd put Robertson in at left back for the fight. And I'd be taking McAllister out and I'd be putting Jones in next to Gravenberch. Starting McAllister in a game like this when he's been poor for the majority of the season, disaster waiting to happen. Kirkes, again, I don't have an issue with him playing, but Robertson just knows what this game means. He just knows what this game means. So I would go with Robbo at left back and then Jones next to him, Gravenberch in the double pivot. But I can read on a slot like a book and I know that he'll play Kirkes and he'll play McAllister in the double pivot. Unfortunately, even though I wouldn't do that. But, Stott has his bias, doesn't he? By August, hopefully, Andre, by August, he's back. If not, it'll be a little bit later than that. He did look promising, man. He looked very promising against Southampton. Very, very promising. And then, boom, just gets injured. It's just so annoying, man, and unfortunate. Oh, of course, man. We know Frimpong ain't the greatest defensively, don't we? So, Bradley would have been perfect for this game if he was available, but he's not. For me, Jones has probably been our best midfielder this season next to Dom. Agreed, Andre? Jones has been very impressive this year. I 100% agree with you. He's been very, very impressive. I wouldn't start Kirkes and McAllister, but I know Slot will. I would go with Jones and Robertson personally. Other than that, I kind of agree with the team. Frimpong, Van Dijk, Konate, Mohamed-Ashvili, Gravenberch, Salah. Hoping Salah can have a decent one as well here because it is his last Merseyside derby appearance. Hopefully he can bag us a goal. But if the winning goal, it's even better. Szoboszlai, Wirtz. Up top was a bit of a tough one, I can't lie. Who we were going to play down the centre was tough, I can't lie. I was very torn on whether it would be Isak or Gakpo, but I've decided to go with Gakpo. Big up Danstrom. Big up yourself, Danstrom. I would start Robbo, but I just don't think Slot will do that, but unfortunately. I think he'll go with Kirkes, even though I don't agree with it. I was torn on whether to put Isak down the centre as the striker, but this is a physical game, guys. It's the Merseyside derby, for crying out loud. We know it's going to be physical as fuck. Tackles are going to be flying in left, right, and centre. Isak himself has just come back from an injury. You want to play him in a game like this physical? What if he gets tackled and he ends up getting injured again? Then what? We're screwed because we've got no striker available. So I actually would agree with Slot if he didn't play Isak for this game. I'd start Gakpo down the centre. Not a fan of that, but Isak, it's too risky to risk him in this game with the physicality levels that are going to be on display. It's too risky to risk him. So I agree with Gakpo playing down the centre for the game. I agree. Ekatike, of course, would have played if he was available, but he's not. And then I think we can probably bring Isak on off the bench if we need him. If we need Isak as a sub, if we need a goal in the 60th minute or later on down the game, then we can bring him on. But I wouldn't be starting him, man. Certainly not. And I don't think we will start him either. I would have started Robbo last week as well. Same with Andre here. I would have as well. I think he deserves more game time, seeing as he's leaving at the end of the season anyway. Fingers crossed, Andre, we don't get no injuries, man. But we know it's going to be physical. We know tackles are going to be flying around left, right, and centre. We just know it. I'm just hoping that some of our players can, or majority of our players can come out of the game unscathed with no injuries. Bus Baptista's literally just said it here. I can see another injury tomorrow. In fact, every game we play, there's got to be some bad things going on in training. Yeah, Andre, training sessions are apparently not as intense as they used to be. Apparently, the training sessions aren't really as intense as they once were, which is why I think you're seeing some of our players get injured a bit more. Why you're seeing energy levels maybe not be as high as they were. Hope Moore goes out with a bang. I think he gets on a streak of goals profit. Fingers crossed, Andre. Fingers crossed he does, man. That would be great. But yeah, this is the team that I think will play. And again, we've got to be on it. If we're not on it, we're in for a rough afternoon for sure. We are in for a rough afternoon. So we've got to be on it. What I would do is, guys, I'd take Kirkes. If I was picking the team tomorrow, this is what I'd do. Not what I wanted to do. Apologies, lads. It's a bit slow. I would do this. So Robertson there. take Maka out as well. I'll buy Maka and put Jones in. This is the team that I would pick for tomorrow's game. What do you guys think of this team? I'll just get rid of that. What do you guys think of that? This is what I would do. That's the team that I'd start tomorrow. We need the fight. We need people who are going to know what this game is about. And Robertson and Jones do. They do. They just know what it's about. That's the team I'd go with. Let me know how you guys feel about that. They're being told not to train if they don't want to. Yeah, but it's weird, man. What you call it? They're just the training sessions just aren't as intense as they used to be. You can tell. You can just tell, man. Because you can tell the lack of energy from the Klopp days compared to now. It's night and day. Can't stand words on the left wing, but I don't like him there either. Andre, but I just think with Isak having just come back from an injury, if Isak had been fit for a while, I probably would have played him in this game. But because of the record, the injury record, and because this is going to be physical, I don't think we can afford to risk him. So I think he'll shoehorn words in that left wing, and then we'll see Gakpo down the centre as the striker. But we can always bring Isak on if we need him. By the way, Millwall up to second. Wow. That's a good achievement for Millwall, man. Big up to them. Bus Baptista, I'd go with that team. I agree. This is a perfect team for me. I don't think this will happen, though. I think we're going to see Kirkers and McAllister. I just don't think that's the right move, though. I don't think that's the right move. I really don't. The only thing I might change is words for Rio. Rio, again, would be a decent option for this game. Give him a taste of the Merseyside derby. I just don't think the slot will trust him, though. I don't think he'll trust him. Hugo was looking good on the wing before injury, not going to lie. Yeah, Andre, Hugo's very versatile. We know that. He can play off the left if he needs to. Just shame, man. It's just a big shame of his injury. But again, we could have done Hugo off the left and Isak down the centre. It's just now we're going to have to shoehorn players into certain positions. I just don't see Isak playing the game. I don't see him starting. I don't. Yo, big up to Don, man. Big up to my brother Don. Hope you're doing well, brother. Make sure you are subbing to Don, guys. Legend in the building. Big up yourself, bro. Appreciate you. People, mods, if you can get mods, Don's link in the chat, please do so. Big up to the legend himself, hopping in. But yeah, this is the team I'd go with. But yeah, we know what Slot will do. I'll just change it back to what Slot's going to do. We're not going to see Robertson in the team. We're most likely going to see Kirkes. And then if I take Jones out, we're most likely going to see McAllister playing. A year ago, I wouldn't have had a problem with McAllister playing a year ago, but McAllister of this season in the Merseyside derby, I'm not a fan of that. This is what I think we'll see tomorrow, unfortunately. Slot will not start with him. You are right. Yeah, but he won't. He won't. I'm all good. Conversation, bro. Big up, Don, man. I'm all good. Happy Saturday. Yeah. Hope you're well as well, man. Looking forward to the games later on today. The 2 games that are happening later on today. The 2 that are on tomorrow. Looking forward to them, man. Looking forward, man. There you go. Vid just put the link in the chat. Make sure you are subbing to Don, people. Big up. Prophet, are you still all in on Diomande? Yeah. Andre, I'm still all in on Diomande. I'd still love him in the... Love him to come in and play for us. It'd be great. No worries, bro. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, I'll just take that off the screen now. That is the team that I'd go with tomorrow, guys. Don, watch it. Boss Baptist, Don, she's an Arsenal fan, mate. So he does Arsenal-related content. He does Arsenal-related content. He has a show that he does every Friday, I believe, every Friday night. So yeah, do sub to Don, Boss Baptist. He's an Arsenal fan. Another one of the real ones. Big up, man. Big up, big up. He can play both left and right as well. He can, Andre. He's versatile, which is what I like. He's very versatile. And that's something that I think we need in a winger. You know what I'm saying? But I just want the win, man. The Merseyside derby, just get me the fucking win, please. Whatever the score is, I don't give a fuck. Just win me the game. Big up to AJ, man. Appreciate you being in the building, AJ. 16 likes. Big up, man. I'll take that any day of the week. Appreciate you, AJ, man. Thank you. Prophet, do you think some players are saving themselves for the World Cup? Yes and no, Brian. Yes and no, bro. I don't think players really give a fuck about international competitions no more, even if it's a World Cup and Euros. Players are, with the way football is nowadays, players are a lot more concerned about club football and staying fit for their club teams rather than international. But when it's a World Cup, it's different. But I do think, I think some players are probably saving themselves for the World Cup. Thank you, AJ. Yes, bro, I got my Friday night shows. We get fans from all teams. My shows are more about bands and having fun. Yeah, go. Bustbaptist, there you go, man. So yeah, do sub to Don, man. Show him some love. There's some great content on his channel. Yeah, I think some players are saving themselves for the World Cup for sure. It's a big week coming up, man. Or a big last couple of weeks of the season for us. I hope we can put a bit of consistency together. Hope we can get back to winning ways. Let's just have a good end to the season. Let's have a strong, solid end to the year. And then we can look again next season. See what went wrong in the summer. Make some additions. And then hopefully come back stronger again next year. That's the hope. That is the hope, man. But yeah, big up to everyone locked in. Appreciate you all being in the building. I'll be back tomorrow with the watch long for the game. I'm going to be locked in tomorrow for sure. I'll definitely be locked in. We'll have a match reaction after the game as well. Hopefully it's a positive one. Hopefully by the end of tomorrow afternoon, Merseyside is once again red. Well, we know it's red anyway. We know that Liverpool is red, but hopefully we can just confirm that once again and let Everton know. And yeah, also we'll be back with the weekend roundup on Vidgy Show, so stay tuned for that as well, people. Other than that, though, guys, I think I'm gonna head off now, man. I am gonna head off. I wanted to do the show earlier today because I wanted to catch the games later on today. I didn't want to do the show at 5, 6 because I would have missed the games. But big up everyone locked in, man. I appreciate every single one of you in the building. It's been a great show, been a great chat with all the people as always. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow, back during the week, and yeah, let's see what the end of the season holds for Liverpool, man. I hope we can have a solid end, but we'll see, man. Thank you, Bus Baptist. Appreciate you always in the chat, man. Quick goal call before I do head off, man. Big up to yourself, Bus Baptist. Big up to Brian. Big up to Wahaha. Big up to AJ. Make sure you are subbing to Wahaha as well, people. Big up to Vidge. Make sure you are subbing to my mother, Vidge. I have got the links pinned, people, but make sure you sub to him on his gaming channel and his regular one. Big up to Don C in the building. Appreciate you being in, bro. Make sure you are subbing to Don as well. Big up to Andre. Who else was in here? Big up to Danchum. Big up to Gunu SC. Gotta shout the man them out as always. Big up to AFC always. Big up to Ryan. Is there anyone else in here that I've missed? I appreciate everyone locked in, man. It does mean a lot that you guys lock in, week out. And yeah, big up to you all, man. Thank you. Are you giving Arsenal any chance tomorrow? Look, Andre, it's football, man. You never know, innit? You never know in football. I think there's always a chance, isn't there? Even if people don't believe, there's always a chance. But I just don't think with the way Arsenal are playing at the moment, they really have a chance. With the way they're playing, I don't think they can go City and win. If they change it up and go a bit more attacking and go for it, I think they have a chance. But never say never, man. Football's full of surprises at the end of the day. We know this. But I would have a City win, Andre. But it will be an interesting game nonetheless. I do have a City win, though. But yeah, big up, man. Appreciate all of you in the building. I'm going to head off. I'll be back tomorrow. Speak to you in a bit, man. Liverpool Prophet out. Up the Reds. Let's go. In a bit. Peace.